Hello friends, I am Chevy. Welcome to my shed. How are you doing today? Hope everything in your world is good. Hope everything is fine. Everything here is good. You asked for it, so I did it. Tonight I changed the rear wheel on my Suzuki Volusia VL800. I had noise develop that I wasn't sure where it came from. And I stopped, got off the bike, and discovered that I had some broken spokes. Here is that wheel, and I think I have a total of 3 broken spokes. There's 1 broken spoke here, and then 2 on this side. And because of that, all of the other spokes are loose, like 100% of them. Maybe not 100, but close to 100% of them are loose. And that really sucks. It makes the bike handle terribly. It's really unsafe to drive, all that sort of thing. And this bike is 15, 16 years old, so it's hard to find parts for it. So I did some looking, and rear spokes for that rim are $100, and my local shop wanted $200 to replace the spokes, relace the rim, rebalance it, all that stuff. So I went online and I did a little research, and I discovered that the Suzuki Maurader, which is kind of the sportier version of their full-size bike, that rear wheel is the same size and theoretically should fit my bike perfectly. And well, I ordered it. It's a 5-spoke mag wheel. It at first glance looks identical in size, in the drive connection and brake drums, all that stuff looks identical. So I'm pretty confident that this is a perfect swap. And considering I just showed you the rim, I would like to announce, yes, it is a perfect swap. So it's really not that big of a deal to change a rear wheel, motorcycle wheel, and or tire. It's really not that hard to change tires in general. On a car, it's a little bit harder because the sidewalls of the tires are super flexible and you really can't get any pressure on them to pop the beads off the rim. But on this, I used the age-old motorcycle person trick of driving over it with my car. I didn't film that, but you can see here that I'm, taking the rear wheel off. It's pretty much just got to take saddlebags off, got to pull the axle out, get the rear brake drum loose. There's a connecting rod that keeps the brake drum from spinning. That all has to come loose. And once that's all done, you can pull the rear tire and wheel assembly. Once I had that out, it was just a very quick verification that yes, the wheel fits into the drive splines just fine. The brake drum fits. The axle spacer is the exact same. Like everything is the exact same. And that made me happy. I got this wheel on eBay for $130, so it cost me $30, and that was with shipping included. That it cost me $30 more than a set of spokes, and I'll never have to deal with those rear spokes again. Front spokes are much easier to deal with. You don't really even have to jack the bike up. You just need to check them every now and then and make sure they're not loose. Make sure that you tighten them, kind of evenly all the way around the rim, that sort of thing. It's not a big deal to tune up a front wheel. The rear wheel, I have to take all this crap off the bike, as you saw, me getting everything apart, just to get the wheel off. But took all that apart. The tire size is the same. These are 170/80/15s, I believe. On the Maurader, they're a slightly different grade. I'm not going to get into tire details here, but the tires have 3 numbers. This is a 170/80/15, which is... It's a really stupid measuring system. Just know that it's a 15-inch wheel, and then it has a tire grade, and that's a speed rating. Essentially, the higher the number, or the higher the letter, let's see, Z is speedier than A. So the farther down the alphabet you go, the kind of grippier the tire gets, and it's made for racing and cornering. So the Maurader had a bit of a different tire difference, but it doesn't matter. The rim is exactly the same. My tires slot right on there. Getting the tire off is a little bit of a hassle when I'm by myself, but putting a new one on is pretty simple. You just slap some soap around the rim, some soap on the tire itself, get down on your hands and knees and kind of keep pressure on it while you push it on. It seated up perfectly with very little effort for my compressor, and yeah, it worked out great. Put it back on the bike and everything is fine. The one thing that I do have a concern about, it's not a concern, because the old wheel was spoked, I had a tube. And in this tube, I don't know if you can hear that, it's like a rain stick. I have ceramic tire weights. They're basically beads, and they go fill the tube, and then as the tire spins, the beads kind of get pushed to the wobbly side of the tire, and they balance it out automatically. I did not try to pour those out and put those in that wheel. That wheel does have some wheel weights on it, which are, it's a bit scary. I'm not gonna lie. I haven't been able to drive the bike yet because it's late, but I'll ride it to work tomorrow and see what happens. I've ridden bikes many times without any kind of balancing on either wheel, and that's fine. It doesn't really cause me any problems. On a two-wheeled vehicle, there's not a whole lot of difference. You get vertical bounce a lot anyway, so it's like who cares? As long as it's not side to side. And if it seems really bad, I'll take those weights off, see how that performs, and then if I have to, I'll put it up and spin it and try to put some weights on it somewhere and see if I can't make it better. But I don't think I'll ever need to do that. Like I said, I've ridden lots of bikes with no balancing done at all. Put it back together, and I'm ready to go. Ride it to work in the morning. It was an easy swap, I'm not going to lie. I was excited to know that tire, I believe, my bike is an 03, which is the last year for the Suzuki Volusia. The next year, they just called it the C90. It was essentially the C50. The C90 is the full-size motor, like the 1400, I think, or 1500. The C50 is the little 800, which is what my bike is. They basically renamed everything to the Boulevard, so you'd have the Boulevard C90 or the Boulevard C50, and then the Maurader M90 or M50. So my bike is an 03. That wheel came off of an 05, according to the eBay listing, and absolutely no problem. So if you have a Volusia and you'd like to swap to a mag wheel on the back, it's an easy fix. And it's black. It hides very well. You really couldn't see the spokes on my bike anyway because of the pipes and the saddlebags. It's not lost to have a black rear wheel. It doesn't really make a difference at all. When I was a kid and I wanted my own bike, I always wanted a mag wheel anyway, so it is what it is. But I'm happy that it worked. I'm excited to ride and see how it handles, and hopefully everything will turn out great. So that was rough. Good day at work. Yeah. Lots going on in my life right now. I like that. So thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, being amazing friends and wonderful people. I appreciate you, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Hey, Doc, wait! I want to ask you something.
Taser in fact comes from science.nationalgeographic.com. How high are the clouds? Low-level clouds lie below 6,500 feet, which is 2,000 meters. Meteorologists refer to them as stratus clouds. They're often dense, dark, and rainy or snowy, though they can also be cottony white clumps interspersed with blue sky. The most dramatic types of clouds are cumulus and cumulonimbus, or thunderheads.